Tip number 1, be reliable. If you say you're going to do something, then make sure you follow through and do it. For example, if you say you're available for a shoot date, make sure you're available for that shoot date. Don't go back to the client and say, actually, I've got another booking that day, or, oh, I thought I could make it happen, but actually, I probably won't be able to do that. Clients don't like it when you say that you're going to do something and then you don't follow through with it. And for me, I've been running my own video production company since 2018, and I've been making videos for pretty much the last 20 years, ever since high school. And I find it so confusing when people say that they're going to do something and then they don't follow through with it. When you don't follow through with what you say you're going to do, it really does erode trust between you and that other person. So I would strongly recommend that whenever you say you're going to do something, make sure you follow through and deliver on that promise. If this is your first time visiting this channel, my name's Nathan and I'm a working video producer based in Melbourne, Australia. I also run my own video production company called Your Story Studios. Tip 2, be responsive. If you get an email, if you get a text message, if you get a phone call, whatever it may be, if you get a client wanting to find out if you're available or able to do a project for them, make sure you get back to them as soon as possible. My typical rule is to get back to them within 24 hours or 1 business day, because if you leave it any longer than that, that client might move on to the next person. And believe it or not, there are plenty of people these days making videos that the client could potentially reach out to and fill your position before it was even yours in the first place. So if you want to be able to thrive in video production, if you want to be able to book clients, if you want to be able to keep making videos and being paid for it, you really need to be as responsive as possible. It amazes me how many times I send emails to people and it takes either days, weeks, or even sometimes months to get a response from them. And when that happens to me, it doesn't leave me with a lot of confidence working with them, not knowing whether I'm going to get paid on time, not knowing if a project is going to go ahead. So I'm a big believer in treating others the way you want to be treated, and also that you reap what you sow. So if you're a video producer and you want your clients to be responsive to your emails or your phone calls or text messages, I would strongly recommend that you lead by example and that you be responsive to them in the first place. It also just keeps the ball rolling as well. So there isn't all this start-stop in the whole setting up a project and then delivering the project and then getting paid for the project. When emails don't get responded to, it just slows everything down, and a project that you might have thought would only take a week or maybe 2 weeks ends up dragging out to be months. And I speak from personal experience in that regard. I've currently got a couple of projects right now that are slowly going along and will hopefully be finalized in the next couple of weeks. But initially when I took those projects on, I thought they would be done within a month. But we're now approaching the 2 to 3 month mark, and that's just the reality of this. And unfortunately, the things that have slowed down these projects have been on the client side of things. There's been some extra struggles, I guess, with the approval process, having multiple people needing to view the videos and then give feedback and then give the final okay for those videos. But on my side of things, I do try my best to be as responsive as possible. When I get changes asked for different videos, I get those back to the client as soon as possible, and that's typically within 1 business day. And then that will keep the project going and hopefully completed at a reasonable date. Tip number 3, be enjoyable. And when I say that, I mean be someone that you want to be around. In video production, we work with a variety of people, and we work with camera operators, we work with directors, producers, lighting operators, audio operators, a whole variety of people. And when all these people come together, there can be a lot of different personality types and sometimes a little bit of a personality clash. Do whatever you can to be enjoyable to be around. Don't be that person that is difficult to work with, because you probably won't get that call back for the next job. Unless you're in that top 0.1% of people that is just so talented at whatever it is that you do that a producer will overlook any character flaw you may have just because you're so good at your job. Unless that's you, you're probably not going to get the call back. So I would strongly recommend that you be someone that is enjoyable to be around, because that just makes the whole process more fun. So smile, be friendly, be polite, and also be interested in other people on set. If you're working in teams, potentially there is going to be some downtime on your shoot. Obviously, you'll need to read the room and figure out whether different crew members want to have a conversation with you or if they'd rather just have some phone time in the corner by themselves. That's perfectly fine as well. If people remember you with positive feelings, then you're most likely going to get that call for the next job. I hope these tips were helpful.